Hello everyone. This is Helidex Expert Media, and welcome to today's discussion. The topic is 14 habits that can make people dislike you. There's a common belief that likability is like a talent. That people who are likable are simply born with this trait. Yet, just because you might think you are not especially likable, does not mean you can't do anything about it. Your degree of likability depends on your emotional intelligence, and you can work on being likable. Not only involves behaviors you should practice, but behaviors that you should avoid as well. In this video, we've compiled a list of habits that make people less likable, so you can avoid these behaviors in the future. Number 1, interrupting others. Most people like to be the center of attention when they are talking. And one surefire way to make them dislike you is by constantly interrupting. The next time someone is telling a story that you already know, don't cut in and say that you've heard it before. Let them finish. If someone wants to tell you their problems, they want you to listen. Don't interrupt. People really don't like it if you are always quick to interrupt them with your own opinion. This behavior tells them that you don't value them or what they have to say. Number 2, humble bragging. Many people have a way of bragging while pretending to be modest. This is called humble bragging. You've heard them before. The woman who makes fun of her ridiculous diet when she wants to draw attention to her attractive figure. The guy who complains about how terribly he plays when he wants to make you aware of his athletic talent. Such people use self-deprecation to hide their boasting, but others can see through this. This behavior is especially dislikable because they are not only bragging, but they are also trying to deceive you. Number 3, name dropping. Just about everyone is proud of knowing interesting or famous people, but taking any opportunity to drop a name is irritating and pretentious. It is another form of bragging and is obvious to everyone. You might think it makes you interesting, but it is even worse than humble bragging because you are relying on others to lend you status. It also signals insecurity. When you associate your knowledge and opinions with some celebrity instead of stating them as your own, it puts people off and weakens interest in any conversation with you. Your desperation for attention will turn most people off. If you want to win friends, just be sincerely friendly and polite. Others will pay you more attention and find you more persuasive if you speak pleasantly, concisely, and with confidence. You won't have to try to show them how important you are. People are sensitive to your attitude. How you express what you know is more important than who you know. Number 4, being too nice. People distrust those who act too nice. It is easy for most of us to become suspicious and skeptical, and people who are too nice prompt distrust. Because we tend to think that this excessive kindness is too good to be true, we naturally suspect that there must be some hidden ulterior motive behind this behavior. So just act naturally around people. Being nice is nice, but if you overdo it, people will not react in the way you hope. Number 5, showing dislike for people's pets. You need to realize that people are very protective of their pets. It may sound silly to you, but to them, their pets are like their children. How would you feel if someone showed dislike or disrespect for your children? Besides, a lot of people trust their pet's instincts. If their pet does not like you, they will tend to dislike you as well. So the next time you visit someone who has pets, remember that they are practically members of the family. If you don't care for them, keep that to yourself. Number 6, not returning things you've borrowed. This one should be obvious. I mean, you wouldn't like it if someone borrowed something from you and didn't return it, right? So whenever you borrow anything, no matter what, make every effort to return it as soon as you are done with it. If practical, clean the items, especially clothes, before you give them back. And if it involves money, it is even more important to pay it back as soon as you possibly can. Number 7, letting others pay for you. Frequently, research reveals that 99.9% of people in a group of friends dislike those who never seem to pay for themselves. This is just basic manners. When you go out with a group of people, you should expect to pay for yourself. Any other attitude will alienate others. Money is always a sensitive topic, and no one wants to feel used. So don't cause others to think you are using them by asking or expecting them to pay for you. If you don't have enough cash to keep up with your friends, scale back on social outings. It is better to seem unavailable than signal that you are broke. Number 8, sharing too much too soon. It's great when you can confide your feelings in people. But don't overdo it, and don't do it too soon. Don't pour your problems and emotions out to people you've just recently met. Wait until you have established a connection with someone. Until then, pay attention to them. This is a much better way to make a friend who cares than unloading your problems on someone who is not ready for this. Sharing too much too soon can make new acquaintances think you are just using them, and if they don't care enough for you, they will seek to avoid you. Open up only to those who are ready to care for you, and be willing to care for them too. Number 9. Emotional hijacking. An emotional hijacking describes an instance like screaming at people, making them cry, throwing things, and other extreme forms of behavior. This type of behavior comes across as untrustworthy and demonstrates low emotional intelligence. It will cause people to doubt your emotional stability and whether you can hold up under pressure. No matter how much the object of your wrath may deserve it, exploding at them will attract a lot of negative attention. Nobody likes being around seemingly unpredictable and emotionally unstable people. When you are in control of your emotions, you can control the perceptions others have of any conflict you are in. And if they just can't keep it together, they will be the ones who look bad, not you. Number 10. Being closed-minded. No one likes talking to someone who already has their mind made up about every little thing and insists on always being right. What's the point? Having an open mind and really listening to other opinions is an extremely likable trait. So don't be quick to judge others or always try to demonstrate how wrong they are. You don't have to agree with them, but if you listen and really try to comprehend why they hold their opinions, they will appreciate it, and they will appreciate your company as well. Number 11. Squinting. Studies show that people who don't fully open their eyes can be perceived as shifty, untrustworthy, calculating, arrogant, and cold. Half closing your eyes on a date can be sexy, but only when the situation and mood is right. Otherwise, you might actually be pushing him or her away. Half-closed eyes close off your emotions. Open eyes, on the other hand, signal openness, and openness is very likable. Number 12. Profile pictures are too close-up. Online services typically require a photo of your face for your profile. This makes sense. People want to see what you look like. But close-ups do have their disadvantages. Not only do they reveal minor imperfections that you'd rather not show, they can also make you seem less trustworthy. Studies suggest that this perception is related to our sense of personal space. People feel uncomfortable when someone they do not yet trust comes too close to them and invades their personal space, even if it's only a photo. On a fundamental, instinctive level, we are put off by people in photos that are too close up. It's invasive and vaguely threatening, so make sure your facial photo is close enough to clearly see what you look like, but not too close. Number 13. Excessive sharing on social media. Research has found that people who share too much of themselves on social media do this to compensate for a lack of acceptance in real life. They want attention, and they desire to be liked. Yet by doing so, they actually achieve the opposite. They make people dislike them. Think about it. Would you like someone constantly telling you every little detail of their daily life? How would you feel about that person's constant need for attention? Wouldn't it get on your nerves? Sharing on social media can allow you to express yourself and share meaningful information, but you need to be prudent about it and exercise restraint. Number 14. Frequently canceling plans. What would you think of somebody who constantly cancels plans you've made with them? Quite irritating, right? If you have this habit, realize what kind of impression you are making. Sure, everyone knows that things get in the way sometimes. But if people cannot rely on you to stick to plans, why would they continue to make plans with you? Your friends will begin to think that they're not important or don't mean very much to you. So be sure to make time for people you like. After all, the best way to get people to like you is to show that you like them. Likability is a trait we look for in everyone, and one that we desire for ourselves. When bad habits become part of your basic behavior, you can easily make people dislike you. By becoming aware of such habits and the effects they can have, you can take steps to avoid them and become more likable. So do you agree with this list? Are you guilty of any of these habits? Is there anything else you would add? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.